Hello and welcome to SpaceX Zone. This channel brings you directly to space, so don't forget to like and subscribe for more out-of-space content. In February 2015, SpaceX began developing a spacesuit for astronauts to wear within the Dragon 2 space capsule. Its appearance was jointly designed by Jose Fernandez, a Hollywood costume designer known for his works for superhero and science fiction films, and SpaceX founder Elon Musk. The first images of the suit were revealed in September 2017. A mannequin called Starman, after David Bowie's song of the same name, wore the SpaceX spacesuit during the maiden launch of the Falcon Heavy in February 2018. For this exhibition launch, the suit was not pressurized and carried no sensors. The suit, which is suitable for vacuum, offers protection against cabin depressurization through a single tether at the astronaut's thigh that feeds air and electronic connections. The helmets, which are 3D printed, contain microphones and speakers. As the suits need the tether connection and do not offer protection against radiation, they are not used for extravehicular activities. In 2018, NASA commercial crew astronauts Bob Behnken and Doe Hurley tested the spacesuit inside the Dragon 2 spacecraft in order to familiarize themselves with the suit. The new SpaceX flight suits get 5-star rating from NASA astronauts. SpaceX's new flight suit is just one of the innovative features the Crew Dragon astronauts enjoyed during the Demo 2 test flight to the International Space Station. The NASA astronauts were the first humans to wear the suits in space during their mission, which began on the 30th of May 2020 with a flawless launch from Florida. The first human spaceflight from the region since the Space Shuttle program ended in 2011. The SpaceX spacesuits were custom-made for the astronauts and thus were used extensively during training for the Demo 2 mission. Because the spacesuits were fitted to the astronauts' individual body types, Hurley added, they were actually much easier to get in and out of in 0G, or weightlessness, compared to the pumpkin suits, which were also called the Advanced Crew Escape Suits, ACES. Those and the SpaceX spacesuits are not designed for spacewalks, just for backup during launches and landings. One of the things that were important in the development of this suit was to make it easy to use. Something that the crew just literally has to plug in when they sit down, and the suit takes care of things from there, said Chris Trigg, SpaceX Spacesuits and Crew Equipment Manager, in a May 27th video SpaceX posted on Twitter. The spacesuit has been tested in space before just to make sure it was ready for humans. A version flew on the Tesla driving dummy SpaceX launched towards Mars orbit in 2018, and another spacesuit decked 3 dummy Ripley that flew aboard the uncrewed SpaceX Dragon Demo 1 test flight to the space station in 2019. The space agency NASA has started 3 different spacesuit programs since 2007 and has spent $420.1 million on development since then. Additionally, the report said NASA plans to invest approximately $625.2 million more on development, testing, and qualification to complete a suit for a demonstration on the ISS and 2 suits for the crewed mission to the Moon, for a total cost of over $1 billion through 2025. Musk's proposal came in response to a report by NASA's Inspector General, which audits the agency for fraud and mismanagement on the work being done to develop a new line of extravehicular mobility units, informally called spacesuits. Well, it's not clear if SpaceX has begun work on its own spacesuits. While the company hasn't publicly disclosed spacesuit plans, it is one of nearly 50 companies that expressed interest in NASA's program to purchase privately developed spacesuits and spacewalk services. Elon Musk offered SpaceX services to help NASA make its next-generation spacesuits. He said the agency's current program is behind schedule and will cost more than $1 billion. SpaceX could do it if need be, Musk wrote in a tweet. You're wondering why spacesuits are so expensive? This is because they're complex, human-shaped spacecraft. Think about them in terms of spacecraft, not as work clothes. A spacesuit has to protect an astronaut from the vacuum of space, from radiation coming from the sun and other bodies, and it has to protect against fast-traveling particles that are traveling up to 18,000 miles an hour that could penetrate the suit. They provide oxygen, communications, telemetry, and everything else that a human needs to survive, all rolled into one tiny human-formed spacecraft. But the spacesuit NASA currently uses are more than 40 years old. 18 suits were developed for the Space Shuttle program in 1974 and have vastly overworked their original 15-year life design. Suit number 1 was only used for certification, while Suit 2 was destroyed during ground testing. 2 suits were lost in the Challenger disaster in 1986, and another 2 in the Columbia disaster in 2003. The most recent spacesuit loss was Unit 17 during SpaceX 7's cargo mission mishap. The exact cost to replace this unit is unknown, but estimates range as high as $250 million. For the remaining 11 suits, the damage is mounting, with 7 in various stages of refurbishment and maintenance. That leaves only 4 flight-ready spacesuits aboard the International Space Station. Musk's company has developed and made flight suits for astronauts who launch into orbit in SpaceX Crew Dragon spacecraft. The flight suits are primarily designed to protect the astronauts in case of a fire inside the spacecraft or if the cabin depressurizes. Building spacesuits would be a more complex and challenging endeavor, given the need to survive outside of a spacecraft in the harsh environment of space. But who knows if they aren't working on it already or whether they will be in the future. For now, thanks for watching and we see you at space.